In most places, marriage has one clear rule: one woman, one man, one family. But deep inside the Amazon, that rule can change completely. In some traditional communities, one woman may be connected to several men, and a child may grow up with more than one father figure. To outsiders, that sounds impossible. One woman, several men, more than one father. But inside the rainforest, this may not be treated as chaos at all. Because here, family is not just about romance. It is about food, protection, children, responsibility, and who stands with you when life becomes dangerous. Picture a wooden hut beside a brown Amazon river. A woman sits with men from her community around her. The forest is close. The nearest road is far away. And every journey depends on water, weather, and luck. There are no highways beside the river. No quick ambulance. No supermarket around the corner. No easy escape when the water rises, when sickness spreads, or when the jungle closes in. Here, distance changes everything. A village can be surrounded by trees for miles. A journey that looks short on a map can take hours by river. Food has to be found, carried, prepared, and shared. Children grow up in a world where every adult around them can matter. One person hunts, another fishes, another knows the plants, another protects the path, another watches the children when danger or sickness appears. In that kind of world, family is not only a private relationship, it is a survival structure. That is why some Amazonian cultures have developed ideas of family and fatherhood that feel very different from the Western model. In many modern societies, people ask one simple question: who is the father? But in some traditional systems, the question can be wider. Who helps raise the child? Who brings food? Who supports the mother? Who teaches the child where to walk, what to avoid, and how to live with the forest? Who becomes responsible when life becomes difficult? This is where the story becomes more interesting than the headline. Because the idea of a woman choosing more than one husband, or more than one male partner, is often presented as something shocking. But inside its own cultural logic, it may be less about desire and more about shared duty. More men connected to one household can mean more support, more protection, more social ties, more people invested in the life of a child. That does not mean every Amazonian community lives this way. The Amazon is not one tribe, one culture, or one rule book. It is a vast world of different peoples, languages, histories, and beliefs. What exists in one community may not exist in another. And that is exactly why outsiders often get it wrong. They take one custom, remove it from the forest, strip away the pressure of survival, and judge it through the rules of the city. But the jungle creates different questions. How do you protect a child when help is days away? How do you keep a family stable when food, sickness, distance, and danger are constant? How do people build trust in a place where no one survives alone? The answer, in some societies, is not always a smaller family. Sometimes it is a wider one, and that is what makes this story so powerful. It is not about a scandal hidden in the trees. It is about a world where marriage, fatherhood, and responsibility can follow rules most outsiders were never taught to understand. If stories like this make you see the world differently, subscribe, because the Amazon still has much more to reveal. But this is where many people misunderstand the story. They hear more than one husband and imagine a world without rules. But traditional societies rarely work that way. There are rules, expectations, family ties, duties, limits, and consequences. They are just not always the same ones outsiders expect. In the rainforest, a relationship is not only about two people. It can connect families. It can create alliances. It can decide who shares food, who helps during sickness, who protects children, and who stands beside a household when the forest becomes dangerous. That is why the role of women in these communities cannot be reduced to a shocking title. A woman choosing a partner can also mean choosing protection, cooperation, stability, and a place inside a wider network. Her decision can affect more than romance. It can affect the future of children, the balance between families, and the strength of the group. From the outside, this may look strange. Inside the forest, it can be practical. Imagine night falling over a remote village. The river goes dark. The last light comes from fire. Beyond the houses, the jungle is not silent. It moves, breathes, and watches. In that world, survival is not something one person handles alone. A child needs more than a name on a family line. A mother needs more than a promise. A household needs people who show up. So the real question is not why their rules are different. The real question is why we assume ours are the only ones that make sense. And today, that question matters more than ever. Because these ways of life are under pressure from a world that is moving deeper into the forest. Roads cut through land that once felt unreachable. Mining poisons rivers. Deforestation removes the trees that hold entire communities together. Outside diseases can arrive faster than medicine. New money, new beliefs, and new systems can change traditions in a single generation. When people talk about losing the Amazon, they often imagine trees disappearing, but something else can disappear with them. Languages, family systems, stories, childhoods, knowledge of plants, rivers, seasons, animals, and danger. Ways of understanding love that were never built around ownership. Ways of raising children that were never limited to one narrow model. That is the deeper loss. The Amazon is not just a place on a map. It is a collection of human worlds, each shaped by water, forest, memory, and survival. Some of those worlds challenge what outsiders think is normal. Some make us uncomfortable. Some force us to admit that modern life is not the only way humans have learned to live. So when we hear about a tribe where women may choose more than one husband, the point is not to stare at the custom like a curiosity. The point is to understand the world that made it possible. Because deep in the Amazon, marriage can mean responsibility, fatherhood can mean presence, and family can be much wider than most of us were taught. And if you want to see the side of the Amazon where isolation becomes even more dangerous, watch the next video.